Yeah,
But we're talking about the market. Yeah.
I came into the industry around '86. I was in the field selling stuff, and networking chips was one of them. And I remember two things from that era. One is you never got fired for buying IBM. And the other thing was, there was an article I read that was talking about the token ring world being in front of the wall and behind the wall. And IBM clearly had the technology that was going to be sold behind the wall, yet they're willing to allow people to put adapters into devices and so forth. And that was, I think, dramatically different than the perspective the Ethernet people were taking at that time.
I'll make a couple of observations about the development of the market in Ethernet and try and link it into what we see today. When I think about the success of Ethernet, there's a couple things I think that went on. Part of it was purely fortuitous happenstance. There was some antitrust stuff that went on with AT&T. There were some educational discounts from digital. And there was a mindset around Ethernet that to me very much looks like the open source world. You want to know how the Ethernet Mac worked? It was really simple and easy. And any of a number of companies could easily build it unencumbered by much of anything other than the market and their own resources. Building a .5 Mac and building a .5 analog front end was obscure, I guess, knowledge at best, and it was extraordinarily complicated. Very hard engineering problem. But along with that, we had this interesting coming together in the university of digital VAXs at very aggressive prices, with a free Ethernet board along with it, with free access to the UNIX operating system from AT&T because they wanted to compete with IBM someday. And we wound up with an immense number of computer scientists, before there were computer scientists, graduating university, deeply steeped in UNIX, Ethernet, and TCP/IP. And there was a huge community that was very comfortable with it, knew it, loved it, knew how to make it work. When I think about token ring and Ethernet, and I think about how we build applications today and how we try to build applications, it's been observed more than once that we have spent trillions of dollars trying to build systems that don't fail. And we never succeed. And in some ways, that's the whole token ring concept. We're going to build something that is absolutely deterministic and will never fail, and yet they all have to have recovery mechanisms for when they do. If we look at the world of DevOps today and modern application architecture, we build applications assuming the infrastructure will fail. And we build in resiliency assuming failure. And you can build much lower cost, much simpler systems if you do.
And this is the transition or realization that the telco industry is coming to face right now. Because they're used to building 5 nines networks. Now, you want to measure the quality of experience, and it's the application quality that matters, and you're going to have to assume that the network and the servers will fail.
So, if you look, just the mindsets between them are radically different. Ethernet made it easy for a whole lot of companies to come in and compete. The number of folks building Ethernet adapter cards for the IBM PC form factor, at least a half dozen that were well enough known and successful, and Lord knows how many others, not counting the captive ones that were built by HP and Digital and others. You know, there was a very, very vibrant system. There was lots of competition and lots of innovation.